George, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I think it's working. Well, okay, cool. Probably won't be too many people here in the middle of a week on the middle of the day. I'm just killing time. Cool. You know why that's not working? Nope. Nope. Yeah, might just be you and me, George. Yep, I think it's just gonna be you and me. Yeah, might just be you and me, George. Yeah. Well, my modified works. It ain't much of a track today. I just set up a little bull ring just to make sure they work. Yeah, you know what, George? Doing that, I haven't figured out this damn OBS yet. The if I set up if I set it up to start, like you guys do, where you schedule it, and then I can't get it to work, it won't connect. So I got to figure it out better. Like I said, this one's just it's just impromptu me testing my cars anyway, so nothing special. I realize people are probably still at work in a lot of places. But that one runs pretty good. I ran it on a much bigger track the other night, and it was working good. I think it's going to be just fine. It varies. I finally got my wheels yesterday, so I'll swap them out, put these back on the car you gave me. There's Michael. What's up, Michael? This seems really smooth, quiet. I think I had the guide a little too far forward. But it is what it is now. Thanks, George. Does it sound pretty good? I didn't hook up the external microphone this time. You're not late, Michael. You ain't missing anything. I thought if anybody was going to come on, I might talk a little bit about the Showdown and stuff like that. It's getting close. Okay, good, George. I found there's a setting in here. Let's see here, right? Nah, I won't fool with it. It's working fine. I'll leave it alone. You can change the decibels of the microphone. It's set at 0 right now, so I don't know. That means you can turn it up louder or what? Like I said, I need to fool with it more. Yeah, you're right, Michael. It will. On this little track, it wants to oversteer. The tail gets real happy. See, if I get too carried away, it will step out. Recovers pretty nicely though, for the most part. Is that what that's for, George? Let me try it here. Let me see what it does. I muted it by accident. Advanced audio properties. Let's see here. Okay, so Mike, here we go. Is it getting louder? Louder, louder, louder? Does it sound better? I don't know what 2 decibels does, but I just turned it up to 2 decibels. Does that sound better? Can you hear me better? I didn't even know that, like I said, I'm computer illiterate, so I'm not sure about all these. There's a million settings on here. But yeah, if it'll help it better. As long as you can't hear. You want me to do it more? Okay, let's try it more. I'm glad we're doing this. See, now I can, whoops, that's not what I wanted. Wrong button. Advanced auto properties. Alright, is that, tell me, is it getting louder as I do that? Is it going up, 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 up? There's 5 decibels right there. No, it didn't help it? Alright, well, let's leave it alone. Yeah, that's good. There's only 3 of us on here, the 2 of you and me. So, as long as you can hear me. But yeah, I think this car's going to run good. Whoa. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Can't wait to get there. Can't wait to run it. At Harry's. I'm very curious to see how it performs against one of Brew's cars. So now we got the old hag, the old war horse. She's ready. It's a bit overpowered. It's got a 26K motor in it right now. We'll change that when we get to Harry's. Yeah, extra short, as you just saw me launch across the table, Michael. Good thing it's only the 3 of us here. I'll walk over here and get it. If I can. Oh, she didn't go far, it's right here. Good thing it's carpet. Not like it would hurt this car anyways. This car's been through the ringer. Yeah, it's got a 26K. Way too much motor. It's got a. It's the only brand new short can I had. I got a ton of long can motors, but it won't fit in this chassis. This tuning fork chassis that I built. So it had to be that one. Or I could have put an old one. I guess I could swap it out. I got a bunch of old ones. I got a bunch of piranhas in there too. Hello, Mr. Tucci. Thanks for popping in. I know it's the middle of the day. Well, I'm just monkeying with these cars that I'm finishing up to take with me to Harry's. I've got one or two more I'm going to build. I still have time. But yeah, I don't know if you probably can't see it. Okay, let's do this. I think I can do this. Here, make it bigger. You can see the chassis floats in there on those two pans. It works pretty good. Like I said, I built this car, God, 10 years ago, probably. At least 10 years ago. It always ran good. All I did was tear it apart and rebuild it. And I changed quite a few things. Changed the way it mounts to the body. Changed the wheels. The wheels that Ron I never did like. I don't have a ball bearing one, George. But hell, that's 25K. That's well, I do. I have that one. I have that one that's in the chaparral, but I don't want to take that apart. I just haven't ordered anything from Stock Car Corner in a long time. Haven't needed much, so instead of investing a ton of money in parts just sitting around, I've been kind of trying to buy them as I need them. Yeah, it's definitely been hot rodded, Michael. It's a little too much. Sounds good though. You know, I always, once upon a time, that's all we used was those H&R motors. We used them in everything. And then SCCs came out with the Predator, or the Piranha line of motors. And so we started using those. And we used those forever until Steve came out with his own motors. That's why we use the Predators now, because Steve is in complete control of manufacture of those motors. So it keeps the price down, quality up, and that's why we use them now. That's why they're our spec motor. There was nothing wrong with the other ones. It was just, you know, Steve had trouble with the supply chain of getting the other ones on a timely manner. So he said, man, I'm going to do this myself, like he does with everything. He just said, man, we're doing this on our own, and that's what he did. Yeah, right, Michael. That's kind of my new way. Instead of ordering, you know, $500 worth of parts just to sit around, I just order per, you know, project. Yeah, it's just a lot of motor. Plus, this old warhorse is very top heavy. See? She wants to tip. I need to do something with the tires too. I haven't done anything to the tires except glue them on. Yeah, you can see it chattering in the corner. I need to chew the tires. I'll do that tonight. I was just happy to get this old girl back on the track. Been gathering dust on the shelf forever. It was in, Harry had it in his collection. And I asked him to send it back to me so I could revive it. So it'll likely stay at Harry's when I come home. Go back in the case with the rest of them. fun to drive it. This used to be all I made. This was kind of like it was kind of what I did, you know, all these jalopies, the jalopy series. I still think we're always talking about what should we do next. I want to revive the barn find series that we used to do, where you made a car that looks like this, you know, that looks like you drug it out of a barn, slapped a motor in it, and went racing. And that's what I think might be what we're going to do. At least I'm going to. Yes, absolutely, Michael. You're right. Right now it's just like on off almost, because I only got the track set at 10 volts, and yeah, if I hit it hard, it's just going to go launch. And like I said, these are my own tires, and they haven't been trued or anything yet, so they're kind of square on the edge. So I just need to true them and round the edges off, and the tires will work a lot better. I just wanted to make sure it ran again. Seems to work good. Yes, jalopies. My first love for these cars is the jalopies, man. It's kind of what got me going. Try it on the outside lane. Pretty good. Gotta be careful. Good catch. Yeah, you can see it's too chattery. These H&R motors don't have the best brakes either. I have the brakes turned all the way on. So, what do you guys think? Let's see how the modified runs in the outer lane. Ooh, it likes our outside lane. The borders just aren't wide enough in that outside lane. I know, everybody's lurking, Michael. Maybe they're at work still and they can't interact, they're just listening. I notice that happens a lot too. A lot of the guys will listen while they're at work. Yeah, I'm getting pretty good at that catching, Michael. Eventually, when this track all gets set up in a big room all permanently, I'm going to surround it with, it's quarter inch thick, so quarter inch MDF. And that way it'll just be lots of borders so the cars can slide around. Right now the problem is you'll slide off the edge and then a tire catches and launches the car. It would be better if I had the wider turns too. These are the little skinny turns. We still have room on this table. Another good catch there. grabbing better. Shotgun Dave Spit, the best known traction compound. I used to set up this little track so I didn't have to make a big mess today. So I still got to take it all down so I can make dinner for everybody. So I don't want to get carried away. I think we're going to have a couple of yes, John, it sure does. Shotgun Spit works good. I think we have a couple of challenge cars coming. Pistol P and Jeff G, I think, got cars both coming. I think that's who it was. So we're going to have another couple of cars trying to dethrone Michael Squire. I think this car is just about ready for the show now. I still haven't even chewed the tires. Because I was waiting on wheels. I actually stole these wheels off the car that George built for me. And so I could get it running while I was waiting for my order from Stock Car Corner. And I got them yesterday, so I'll finish that sucker up tonight probably. They're insert wheels, like one of the floater hubs. They put floater hub inserts, and I gotta paint them and everything. So. Hope I'm not boring you guys too much. Hey Daniel, thanks for popping in. Looks like what, about 8 of us on now? Cool. Boy, some pretty amazing looking cars yesterday that showed up in the mail to Harry's. It's gonna be some, whoa, it's gonna be some fun racing next month. Nope, I do not think it can, Michael. I do not think it can. I don't know what it weighs, but I'm sure it's heavy. But that's alright. I wanted it to look good as well as go fast. I think it looks pretty good. Ooh, that was a good one. Oh, Robert. Thanks for popping in, man. Just a boring me driving around in a circle, Robert. What looks fantastic, Michael? It's low and wide. Thanks, Robert. Who else is floating around out there? I see, looks like 10 people. Not bad for a Wednesday evening. Feels good to me. Very good. Put the jalopy back. Woohoo! I almost think I can turn this down a bit. Let's see if we run it, because that's a ginormous motor in this thing. Yeah, it still wants a tip. I need the tires. I need to do the tires on it. A little easier to control. I can actually stick the tail out. That'll do. Oh, did you get one of those kits, Daniel? They look pretty nice. Very nice kits, actually. I'm glad I didn't make a bigger track. I think it does, Michael. Yeah, you're right, Michael. This is a big car. Round and round and round she goes. Pistol Pete. Your ears must have been burning. We were just talking about you. At least I was. We're just fiddling around. The Penelope pit lane chassis, Michael, is that what you're talking about? I built one a long, long time ago, but you know, nothing, Pete. I was just saying that I think that your car is just about ready to be sent out here for the challenge. I was mentioning that. Tell you what, man, those long cam Predators have quite the torque curve. You can power through things. To the floor. Get fingers cut. Let me get a bend. I might have bent it just a little. Front wheels are up off the ground. Oh, thanks, Pete. Oh, you're gonna try that clear tomorrow? Cool. Can't wait to hear what you think of it. I don't know why. Was the bend hitting the ground? I think it's gonna be just fine. Okay, cool. Pistol Pete. So you're gonna have them. You're gonna do your showdown cards first. Yeah, that's a good plan. That's more important because that's coming up. So I'm still looking forward to getting your car. Get the challenge moving again. Maybe it'll prompt some others to get moving. If not, hey. Later, Robert. Thanks for popping in. I know this is totally probably boring. Yeah, I totally get it. I just wanted to show you guys this revival of this old war horse here. That's all. I'm just fooling around with it. It's actually was testing it, so you guys got to witness its first run. I won't keep you guys too long. I just wanted to pop in. You guys probably have a million better things to do. I'm surprised our wives don't yell at us. You guys are on live streams every day. Well, there's Tad. What's happening, brother? I know you're busy, Tad, keeping them dogs in line. Yeah, just put up a little bull ring, Tad, so I could do a little test and tune on this very old build of mine. That's cool, Pistol Pete. I like that idea. I have a couple of old Rebels in there that I want to do similar thing to. Yeah, it's hot here too, Tad. I don't know if it's as hot as it is there, though. We don't have the humidity like you guys get. I think I knocked. No, it's fine. I'm sorry, I don't have any new Ferraris or Riva slots or anything to show you guys. Okay, Tad, have fun, brother. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. This thing just gets better as I run it. I agree, Michael. We really don't. You know, this, hold on. This little track, yeah, it's off the table, there we go. This little bull ring is perfect for these little buggers. The little tiny guys. These are still, I gotta say, they're still my favorite. These stupid midgets. That's what I need to do. Is build another one of these so I can bring them with me to Harry's. So there's 3 of them for all 3 of us to raise. Now look at that sucker go, man. That's just about as fast as you want to go with that thing. Man, it brings a smile to my face. I like your thinking there, Pistol Pete. I like your thinking. I'm with you. I'd much rather do the same thing. I'd much rather spend money on parts and stuff for these cars. Yeah, it is. It's even a blur sitting in front of it, Michael. Oh man, that'll be great, Pete. That is awesome. The more the merrier, man. That's why I make those videos. You know, I know some guys probably get upset, but I just don't have time to cast a million things and send them out all over the place and do all that. That's why I do the videos. So hopefully it'll inspire you guys to build your own. There's a lot of satisfaction, and I know it's not cheap. But, you know, there are cheap ways to do it, too. Hobby Lobby has a casting kit. They've got silicone. They've also got the resin, and it works just fine. That's how I got started. That's what I used for everything forever. In fact, this body was cast with the cheapy stuff at Hobby Lobby. So, you know, there you go. Yes, we do, George. We need more resin casters. We need more guys to just dive in and do it, you know. I agree 100%. It's not rocket science. And you know what? It's funny, George and I were just having this conversation earlier. I'm not a professional resin caster by any stretch of the imagination. No one taught me how to do it. I just, you know, I learned and took some tips from a few guys here and there along the way. My bodies are not perfect. None of the things I cast are perfect, but they're usable. And you know, if you're an advanced enough modeler that you're looking for a resin body to build a car out of, then you should be able to clean up some pinholes and a few, you know, cut off some flash and sand, and you should be able to do those things. And that's why I do it, because I can't find this stuff anywhere. I mean, you can find 132 scale midget bodies, but they're old Strombecker cars, and they want a fortune for them. So you get one, and you make a mold, and then you make your own damn cars. You know, if you want something bad enough, you'll figure out how to do it. It just depends, Pete. Hey, Clearwater, nice to see you here. Pete, You can get. It depends on the quality of the mold material, and anywhere from 25. You can get 25 or 30 quality molds, casts out of that mold before the mold starts to deteriorate. And even then, you can still use it. You're just going to have more and more blemishes and more imperfections in each successive cast. But again, if you're making resin cast cars, you can fill a few voids and sand a few things. It's again, it's not rocket science. But yeah, George is right. We need more guys doing it. A lot of the cars that I built, okay, this is a prime example. Michael Squire and I were just talking about this car the other day. It is a 37 Ford. Here, let me open this up a little here, so we can see better. This is a 37 Ford sedan, slant back sedan. This car in 132 scale doesn't exist. So what I did was I found on eBay a 132 scale 37 Ford convertible, which is where the front end came from. From the doors, the front of the doors forward that's what it is. It's the die cast parts. The center, the body on this particular car, it was started life as a 40 Ford sedan, which looks completely different. I cut the whole back of it off, and I made it out of basswood. I whittled it, and then I glued it all together. I sanded everything really well. I primered it all, and I made a mold. And there we go. And this is the only body that ever came out of that mold. And the mold is now long gone. So this is literally the only 37 Ford slantback 132 scale car that exists. And someday I want to make more. But this car, this body is so destroyed and so screwed up, there's no way to make a mold from it. So I'm going to have to start all over again and create a new one. And I will eventually. So like I said, if you want something bad enough, you'll make it. I actually made these 132 scale midgets years ago. I still have the mold, but it's really bad. I hand carved it out of wood. I took a 3-view drawing that I got off the internet. I scaled it down to 132. I glued those 3-view drawings onto a piece of wood, and I sanded and carved and dremeled until I came up with a body, and it was almost identical to this. So, again, if you want something, you'll make it. This thing started life as the Carrera Chevelle. Made a mold, cast a body, chopped it to 1,000,000 pieces. But that started life as a Carrera Chevelle, 70 Chevelle. But I have videos that tell you how to cast, teach how to make a mold. Gene Callahan did it, and did he ever do it? He built his childhood Mercury Cougar, and he did a great job. So it can be done. It definitely can be done. Die-cast cars are a good place to start. If because there aren't any 132 scale model kits. There just aren't. There's a couple of different Camaros, a Nova, the 32 Ford. There's just not very many. So start looking at 132nd scale die-cast cars. And you make a mold of the die-cast car body and cast it, and then there you go. Several of mine came that way. The 40 Ford Coupe that I had, I need to redo that one. I don't have it anymore. I need 40 Ford Coupes. That's like the mainstay of these old dirt track cars. So I need to make another one. But that's what I did. I just used the 132 scale pullback car die-cast that I found on eBay. Good source. That's good, Pete. I'm glad. That's why I put it there. Yeah, I sent you one, George, or two, I think. Did I? I think. The bodies. You need to build one to take with you to Harry's. There are quite a few die-cast. There's a lot more die-cast cars in 132 scale than there are model kits, Pete. So, like I said, it's a good source. And some of them, there's some older die-casts out there too that they don't make anymore, but you can still find them. And their die-cast cars are cheap, especially 132 scale ones. There's a lot of the pre-war cars in 132 scale. There's a couple of different Model A's. There's the 40 Fords. So... Okay, good, George. Yeah, you need to build one. Bring it with you so we can race them. And these are simple to build. The chassis is made out of wire. It's just wire, a guide tongue, and the motor bracket. That's all there is to this thing. And a slim can motor. The hard part's all the, the brass work on the outside. But the chassis don't get any more simple. I just had a feeling these things are going to be so much fun on that great big track. Yeah, you're right, Michael. Like Walgreens, Rite Aid, all those places, usually somewhere up by the cash register, they have like a whole rack of little crappy die-cast cars so that when little kids are in line with their mom screaming, they'll buy them one to shut them up. And there's a lot of different cars in there. A lot of European sports cars, a lot of old American cars, Corvettes and Mustangs and junk like that. There's a ton of die-cast cars. Now, you have to work them, you have to take them apart, strip the paint off. That's the best thing to do, is strip all the paint off. And you got me personally, there's a guy on there on the internet, on YouTube. I think he's on the board too. He does some fantastic die-cast molds and makes slot cars out of them. But he does them like they were die-cast cars. All the doors and everything are all separate. So he's got doors opening and closing and stuff. That's way too much for me. I just want my car to run good. So what I do on those die-cast cars, I glue them all together. I take them all apart, strip the paint off, and then glue all the pieces in, the hoods and the doors, because usually that's what you get with a die-cast, is all them damn opening doors. And I hate that. So I glue all the doors on, glue all the hood, the deck lid, and all that stuff on them, and cast them that way. So it's one piece. And then you can cast the bumpers and stuff separately if you're interested in the bumpers and whatnot. But yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, Michael. Go to your local Walgreens, and they're cheap too. They're a couple bucks. Yeah, the guys who are into 125th scale, those guys have it made, man. Just about any car or truck on the planet in model form. But boy, not so much for the 132. And there were, back from the 50s and early 60s, there was a lot of 132 scale car kits, but most of them were made by Lindbergh. And I'll save you the trouble. Don't even worry. Don't even use them. They're way too small. They're really under scale. They're more like 1/45th scale or something. They're not quite the right size, and they look silly. You put them on a track and they don't fit next to the other cars. They look too little. So yeah, don't buy any Lindbergh cars. Told you Stock Car Racing. How you doing, man? Thanks for popping in. I appreciate everybody's time. Like I said, there was no plan here. I just decided I'm setting up the track to test these cars, so might as well go live just to yak with you guys. Yeah, see. Hey, Chris. Good to see you. Um, yeah, Pete. The Lindberghs they're just not, they don't work. There is something wrong. They're too little. Thanks, told you. Yep, they are. They're smaller than 132. I think someone measured once. They're like 138 or something. 135th. I can't remember. But they are undersized. Yeah, these are still my favorite. We're on these midgets. So what are you guys doing besides sitting here being bored with me? Anybody worked on anything? Oh, cool. Can't wait to see that, Pistol Pete. Yep, you're right, Jeff. They do. They make some really cool cars, too, if you're interested in that stuff. A lot of guys are. They like that JDM. And, yeah. You're doing a 125th scale 41 Plymouth Clearwater? That's cool. George and I have been talking. I'm gonna, man, I'm gonna ask for Christmas. I want a 3D printer resin. There are a lot of files out there for 1/32 scale cool cars. Print them in resin, make a mold, man. And so I want to do that. Oh yeah, okay, Pete. You know that you do not put a resin-bodied car in that dehydrator, right? It's for plastic only. I'm sure you knew that already. I'm just reiterating for you so there's no heartache. Yeah. Resin, no likey heat. But yeah, I have dehydrator too, and it works really well with that 2K clear. You're getting set up just right. That's great. think that's something that's really one of the main drawbacks of resin casting is resin doesn't like heat. And we've had cars that we've built that we've sent to Harry's for a race or whatever, and just the heat of being in a box from here to Harry's house, the bodies warp because they don't like heat. The resin just can't handle it. I don't know how that don't make me dizzy. Yep, George is giving me the same advice, Pete. No resin. So how long have we been going now? Oh, we've been on for over an hour already. Alright, well, maybe I'll wrap it up for you guys. Like, almost 4 o'clock here, so time to start thinking about getting dinner. But appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. And I keep saying I'm going to do this more often, and I am. Maybe not as boring as just a little bull ring. But and I'm starting to master all this whole, the way it looks and everything. So, thank you guys for popping in. Ow. And we'll see you later. You guys have a great rest of your week. Hey Jack, you're missing right when we're getting ready to sign off. Thanks for popping in. Jeff, these are 14-inch turns. This table is not wide enough for the 21s. Yeah, just in time, Jack. Do you have your notifications turned on so you know when I'm coming? So, all right, fellers, I'm gonna wrap it up so my boy can start screaming again too, so he can play his video game. So, thanks, guys. We'll see you all next time. Have fun.
It gets so hot.